for the first time, female Thor.
From the Sarah Connor, Linda Hamilton making her big return to Hall H, to Natalie Portman taking up Thor's hammer, women took center stage at Comic-Con 2019. Comic-Con has come a long way since the male-dominated Hall H panels of yesteryear. But how far have the community and culture really evolved, and how far does it have to go? Female content creators have rolled out TV series, movies, and beloved animated adaptations, sometimes facing intense criticism from fans who disagree with their vision. She-Ra series creator Noelle Stevenson faced backlash when she introduced a new version of the animated character.
You know about She-Ra?
I am She-Ra. Stevenson's vision of the 80s icon was decidedly less sexual for the Netflix series aimed at young girls.
I know that when I was a kid, I was like, I want to wear my shorts, I want to wear my sneakers, I want to tie a cape around my neck and run around to make something that kids could really see themselves in and would find aspirational and exciting, and that felt very free. And I really wanted to center the stories of women and women telling their own stories whenever possible, just making sure that as often as we could, that those stories were coming from what felt like a genuine place.
Despite an exciting debut, a small but vocal minority online slammed the progressive new look.
We've seen this play out time and time again, where of course people are going to be shocked that there's a change being made to something that has been such a part of the cultural zeitgeist. When I was first getting into comic, a lot of comic book covers had a very cheesecakey angle to it that was more sexy and salacious in some way, which was really off-putting, to be like, oh, but this is my favorite character. Like, I want to read the story, I want to see myself in her. I think in the time that I've been in fandom and in geek culture, I think we've made huge strides.
Stevenson's hopeful outlook on the future of fandom was echoed throughout Comic-Con.
We're moving in the right direction, but I think it's a journey, and it's going to be one of those things where each time something crops up, as a fan cult, we don't allow it. In Star Wars, Kelly Marie Tran got harassed basically off of Instagram.
In 2018, Star Wars actress Kelly Marie Tran was bombarded with bigoted comments across social media networks. Her critically praised character, Rose Tico, became a target for hate and harassment, prompting Tran to delete her social media accounts.
Let's do it.
Tran addressed the hate speech in a powerful essay in the New York Times, stating, "Their words reinforced a narrative I had heard my whole life, that I was other, that I didn't belong, that I wasn't good enough, simply because I wasn't like them." But the force was strong with Rose.
Kelly Marie Tran.
At 2019's Star Wars Celebration, fans welcomed Tran with chants, cheers, and a standing ovation.
Wow! Woo! It's really overwhelming. Hi, hello!
And for the second year in a row, Comic-Con attendees staged the Rally for Rose cosplay march.
The idea of a lot of people kind of coming together and moving as one, that kind of inspired us to celebrate not just Kelly, but what the character of Rose Tico represents in Star Wars. She's this resistance fighter who is a working class hero for the downtrodden. In a political climate where people are being oppressed, we figured we should rally around a character like Rose Tico.
I think what happened to her was really awful and terrible, no matter what people feel about the film.
Rose Tico! Rose Tico!
So what has to change to detoxify fandom? The answer was unanimous. Representation both behind and in front of the camera.
I created Glass Elevator 4 years ago to connect women professionals in the industry with one another so that we could elevate one another, because I was sick of hearing people say they didn't know where to find us.
And I'm also trying to really funk up the politic, as you said, when you look in the room and you're on the other side of the lens of a sort of romantic or a powerful scene, it's just a bunch of white dudes in shorts with beards and rock and roll t-shirts. If we could change the floor of what a production looks like, we can change anything.
I think everyone has a responsibility. Any institution has a responsibility to try to fight the toxicity.
The more women are in the room when we're developing that character, the better and more genuine and authentic that character will feel once it gets to screen, and then it's just a good movie.
There's so many more characters to cosplay. It's not about gatekeeping this canon character. It's about what's inside of you and what you feel like represents your personality as a character and showing that, not just what on the panel or on the screen.
I feel very at home here at San Diego Comic-Con. I think a lot of women would say the same. I think the more female characters that we see, the more those stories really center female characters in a way that feels genuine, in a way that women can see themselves in, that feels like it really does reflect their real experiences. I think that those spaces are just going to become even more welcoming to those new audiences.